the back of a drugstore parking lot in Hanahan, these officers with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, known as ICE,
all right, so everyone knows their positions.
Go over the plan. For safety, we're not showing their faces or sharing their names, and everyone wears flak jackets.
How dangerous is it?
It can be very dangerous. We never know how desperate an individual may be.
The team has just finished surveillance on this man, 28-year-old Honduran native Ronaldo Mayco Manzanares-Verde. He's in the country illegally, and not for the first time.
Deported 3 previous times. He's been convicted federally for illegal entry.
A week earlier, Ronaldo was arrested by North Charleston police officers for harassment and sending obscene images to a woman who pressed charges. ICE thought they had him, but
after we had placed a detainer on him, he was released the next day without notification to us.
Back to square one.
On this particular case, we've probably spent close to 16 hours.
The sun hasn't come up yet, so we're in the back of the ICE vehicle. We're waiting to find out if the target is leaving the house this morning, and then we'll move.
Oftentimes they'll leave at different hours. We just don't ever really know.
There are 60 ICE agents spread out across the eastern part of South Carolina, running these operations every day.
All right, he's moving forward. He should be coming up towards you, Kelvin.
Ronaldo has left his house. The agents decide to cut him off at a gas station. It all happens in seconds before Ronaldo is whisked away for processing. Once there, the reality is sinking in for this detainee. He calls family members
I'm trying to get a hold of my mom, but the numbers are blocked.
to let them know what's happening to him.
I'm calling from immigration because my immigration caught me.
See? You say yes.
Through tears, Ronaldo agrees to speak to me as well.
I have a woman and 2 kids. I have problems in Honduras. That's why I came here many times. I was afraid to come back.
Even though this will be his 4th deportation, he says this came as a shock. He says he doesn't want to go back to Honduras because there's nothing to go back to. And there's gang trouble, MS-13.
Are you scared?
Mucho miedo.
He tells me he has 2 children, one here and one in Alabama.
How do you feel about that?
Destroyed. But then Ronaldo makes a statement to me.
I feel destroyed, but I'm going to come back.
He says he'll return here, even though he says it could cost upwards of $15,000.
That's pretty brave to say in the middle of a detention center.
I have everything here, but I don't have anything there.
I asked the ICE agents about Ronaldo's determination.
He feels like he doesn't have any other options. How did you take that?
We see it all the time. People cross the border illegally all the time, and they will try to come back. They have a lot here. If they have family and children, they have a lot here.
There is a chance now for the U.S. Attorney's Office to get involved. Now, Ronaldo's been deported already 3 times, so they're going to be looking at whether or not charges through the U.S. Attorney's Office is going to make this deportation stick.
If he is prosecuted, sometimes it's a deterrent.
A deterrent, but not a failsafe. Despite the threat of U.S. jail time, the road back to the Lowcountry is already a well-worn path for Ronaldo.
Well, we understand that because of Ronaldo's previous federal conviction for illegally entering the United States, he is now in U.S. Marshals custody. Officials say his case was accepted by the U.S. Attorney for prosecution for illegal reentry again.
Now, Ann, we know immigration is an issue that has taken center stage in the presidential and even the local elections here in the Lowcountry. ICE currently not in the Charleston County's Alcannon Detention Center.
That's right, Katie. We're talking to the candidates for sheriff now about whether or not they would reinstitute an agreement with ICE. Here's what Republican Carl Ritchie had to say about this.
Again, been very consistent with that since day one. We have to work with all of our federal partners, and ICE is one of them. When you have a person here who's here illegally, commits a crime that another jurisdiction or another municipality or county makes the arrest, we have to be able to work with them work with ICE so these detainers are honored, so we can keep these dangerous people off the street. It has absolutely nothing to do with partisan politics. It has to do with public safety, and that's what I'm all about. That's what I've said since day one, and that's the way I'm going to handle it going forward. It's all about public safety.
Well, and I've asked incumbent Sheriff Kristen Graziano for an on-camera interview multiple times about this, and right now she's declined to go on camera, but she did offer us a thorough statement that answered my questions. She says she believes her agency has a good relationship with ICE, and they honor hold requests when an immigration judge has signed off on it. She says, I quote, "I would like it to be known that the employees of the Sheriff Al Cannon Detention Center welcome the end of 287G because it placed a huge burden on our workforce. It also should be noted that the end of 287G has not affected public safety. It is not my agency's job to do the work of a federal law enforcement agency." Now, lastly, I am proud to say, according to Kristen Graziano, that the agency's relationship with the Hispanic community has improved and are now more likely to cooperate with law enforcement. We have worked hard to build that relationship. Let me make it abundantly clear that I plan to continue without 287G in our detention center if reelected.
And thank you. And if you would like to watch this piece again, if you'd like to read Sheriff Graziano's full statement, look for this story on the homepage of our website, abcnews4.com.